All right, as everyone's coming in, we'll get started in like just a few moments, just to allow some people to um, still join in. But I hope everyone so far is doing well and, getting through midterms. Um, let's see. All right, can everyone hear me okay? Thumbs up. Yes? Okay, perfect. So as you get in, please sign in through the sign-in sheet on your screen, and we will be doing a giveaway later on, and we only choose people based off of those who sign in, so make sure to do so. But we'll go ahead and get started. So hi everyone, welcome to our third general meeting of the fall semester. Again, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe and healthy and getting through all of your midterms and projects. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. Next slide, please.
So hi guys, this is just another reminder to sign up if you guys haven't already. Our membership is free this year, so it doesn't hurt to sign up. And for those who have signed up already, just continue to check your emails weekly for the newsletter, for information about our upcoming events, socials, and all other news regarding our department. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. So the virtual WSCL sessions are still going on. So if you're interested to see what else ASCE has to offer besides just our own student chapter, this is a really great opportunity. And you also can gain some leadership and communication skills through this. The next session is Monday, October 26th from 11 to 12, and the link to register is sent in our newsletter. Registration is free, and if you weren't able to attend the previous sessions, they're actually recorded and also provided in the newsletter as well. Next slide, please. So tonight, CSUN will be hosting a Welcome to ASCE event, and they'll be having student chapters from different regions of ASCE. So again, it's another opportunity to learn more about ASCE and what else there is to offer and the other benefits and opportunities other than what we have at Cal Poly Pomona. And you can even network with other members from around the nation from other regions. And that's tonight from 5 to 7 p.m. The Zoom ID can be found there and the password is there as well. We also have the 2020 LA Section Officer Installation and Awards Banquet. So our very own faculty advisor will officially become installed as LA Section President. So make sure to come and support Dr. Fairbank. It'll be a really great time. They'll also be highlighting some outstanding individuals as well as some of the most outstanding projects of the year. Registration is also free and you can register through the QR code on that flyer to the right, and the date is October 22nd from 6 to 8 p.m. And if you have any questions regarding any of the previous 3 slides, you can contact me at cppaScepresident@gmail.com.
Hi everyone. So we're going to be continuing our Q&A CE office hours. These are held through Zoom on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 3 p.m. And it's kind of like an informal office hours. It's a great way to mingle and meet other civil engineering students, and we can answer any questions you may have about ASCE or civil engineering like on campus or the industry. So if you're interested in attending, the Zoom ID is on the screen, and we'll be having one of our sessions this afternoon. And this year, Cal Poly SLO is hosting an ASCE Pen Pal program with other universities in the Southern California region. It's a great way to meet other students. I know being online makes it a little bit harder, but this way we'll be able to meet other students from schools like Cal Poly SLO, Cal State LA, Cal State Fullerton, and Cal State Northridge. If you're interested in joining, I'll be adding the form for the Google form from Cal Poly SLO in the chat, and it is also in our weekly newsletter. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me.
Hello, everyone. So we are having a virtual escape room next Friday. So if you guys want to join, it's going to be from 7 to 8:30, and then I'll go ahead and paste the link into the chat if you guys wanted to RSVP, and we hope to see you guys there.
Hi, everyone. So we are having the first ever and hopefully annual SBR Student Day. This just gives you an opportunity to meet and interact with members of both Cal Baptist University ASCE and some professionals from the San Bernardino Riverside area, including those within the Younger Member Forum and the branch. This will just be a night full of fun games and activities, a little bit of a more comfortable setting to network with professionals as well. It's going to be on Wednesday, November 4th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. And the RSVP form is that QR code right there. I'll also drop it in the link though for those of you using your phone.
All right, everyone, I'm here to talk about our kickoff student and alumni mentorship event. This is a good event where you can connect with the alumni from Cal Poly, who were civil engineers as well and probably participated in ASCE. This is going to be a good program to gain valuable career and school-related guidance, and you might just find yourself with a new mentor in the industry. Now, the date has been changed to Saturday, November 7th, so keep that in mind. The time is 12 to 2, and it sounds like we're going to be doing this on Verbella, but we will keep you posted.
Hi everyone, so Anna and I are planning this event called Games for Grains, and you have to download this app called Free Rice. Basically, it's like a trivia app, and every time you get a question right, you donate 5 grains of rice to people in need. So make sure when you download the app, you use the code right there, the RV blah blah blah, to join the CPP ASCE group.
So this event is being held through Zoom on Thursday, October 29th. From 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. and the Zoom ID is on the slide, and this event is also worth 20 points.
Hi everyone, your conference chairs are back to you to talk about PSWC.
So if you don't already know, PSWC is a conference that's held every year around spring break where civil students from 18 different campuses compete through various events. And this year it's going to be hosted by UCLA.
This year, PSWC will also be conducted in an online format. There are 2 new events that we are announcing that were announced last week. There will be a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Tournament along with a Scriblio Tournament.
So if you'd like to be a team captain or a team member for any of the events or the new events that we just said, I'll drop the link in the chat for anyone who's interested.
Thank you.
Hi again, everyone. So ASCE, Steelbridge, Concrete Canoe, and GeoWall have paired up together to put forth a collaborative initiative to help small businesses by advertising them on our combined platforms. If you guys are interested, if you have a small business or if you know of a small business that would be interested in getting some advertisement, go ahead and use the QR code. I can also drop the link for registering in the chat. But yeah, we hope to essentially give back to those who build our own communities.
Hi everybody, my name is Josue, the project manager for Steelbridge, and I'm announcing our second big Truss talk, talking about fabrication. It's next week on Friday, the 23rd, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The Zoom code is right there. I would welcome all you guys to come out and really be able to learn more about how we actually fabricate a bridge, and hopefully you guys all come out.
Thank you everyone for your presentations. So as I mentioned earlier, we will be doing another giveaway this meeting, and we will be giving away 3 Amazon gift cards. So if you haven't already, please take some time to sign in through the sign-in sheet. The QR code is right there, and there's also the link in the chat box. And again, we only choose the raffle winners who sign up through this Google form. So please take some time to do so, and then we'll get started very soon. All right, so Matthew, can you pull up the little raffle drawing?
Yeah, and then Stephen, if you can give me the number of participants.
Right now it is 1 to 53.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Set. Okay, hopefully this works. Can you guys see it? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, it didn't work. That's weird. Okay, 53. We'll try this again. And 49.
49, we have Tommy Nguyen.
Okay. And then we're doing how many, Colby? 3, right? Okay. 29.
29, we have Angela Gonzalez.
Okay. And last one, 21.
21 is an officer.
Oh, okay. We'll do it again. 18.
18, we have Daniel Feblis.
Okay.
And you all, that's it. And you all should be receiving your gift card hopefully by the end of today.
All right. Congratulations to all of our winners. And as Stephen has mentioned, you should be receiving it in your CPP email, hopefully by the end of today. But again, it's okay if you didn't win this time. We'll be doing this at every general meeting as well as a lot of our events if you attend. So keep an eye out for that. But next slide, please. All right, Maren, take it away.
And without further ado, I know this is hard on a virtual format, but please give a warm welcome to our guest speakers from Los Angeles Department of Transportation.
Hey, all right, awesome. Thank you guys so much for having us. And, I just want to definitely say you guys are doing a fantastic job hosting these meetings virtually with all the events and keeping things going. So I also have my amazing coworker with me here today, Joanne, who also works at LADOT. So she's going to be sharing the screen. I'm not sure if that's what you guys see right now.
Oh, let me do that.
And you should have access, so just let me know if it works.
All right.
All right. Is that good?
Beautiful.
All right, perfect.
Okay, so we just want to kind of go through this presentation. All right, let's go. I think the next one is we're going to introduce ourselves. I know it's tricky because I personally like to do presentations in person. If you guys know me, I'm very animated as well as, it's just easier to talk. But nonetheless, my name is Brian Fan. I work for the Los Angeles Department of Transportation as a Transportation Engineering Associate.
My name is Jan Sue. I'm also working at LADOT with Brian, also a Transportation Engineering Associate. Brian is a PE. I put 50% PE because I passed my 8-hour. I have yet to do my seismic and surveying. So
She pretty much has it. All right.
Casual. So, yeah.
All right. So a brief review about what we're talking about. So basically, what do we do here and at the department? Our jobs and some of the projects we work on. Of course, an overview of LADOT as a whole. We are a government public agency. We also want to give some career advice, especially just due to COVID right now. You guys may be wondering how that's impacting everybody. And last but not least, COVID-19 impacts that kind of affected our jobs and everybody else. So, all right. All right, so back to about me. So this is me again. Once more, I am a licensed PE. I just got it last year, and it's been an amazing journey. But each and every one of you will be future PEs one day. So I am also the ASCE YMF Young Member Forum. For those who don't know, past president. Basically, it is ASCE post-college, and we're an amazing organization. I do work with a lot of student members, and it's something that I hope each and one of you guys do get involved in. I am a Cal State LA alumni. Go Golden Eagles. I used to coach for Science Olympiad, so I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but I used to coach for Muscatine Middle School as well as Rosemead High School for Science Olympiad. And I am a huge adventurer and foodie. I love going camping. I love off-roading. I love working on cars. I love cooking, and so on.
Shameless plug for Brian. He has a new YouTube channel if you want to follow his travels. And also his like cooking stuff is insane. So yes. About me, my name is Joanne Sue, also working at DOT. My role in ASCE LAYMF currently is the K-12 Outreach Co-Chair and E-Week Elementary School Day Lead. I am an alumni of UC Irvine for my bachelor's and actually Cal Poly Pomona for my master's degree. So I'm one of you. And since Brian put in something fun, I said kitchen chemist and plant mom, because during this quarantine, I've been really into, I guess, whatever gardening I can do in my apartment patio and just whatever kitchen experiments I can get my hands onto. So that's kind of what I've been keeping busy with. So we're going to talk a little bit about our roles, and we're just going to keep this pattern going with Brian talking first, and then I'm going to talk about my experience. So I'm passing it on to Brian.
Awesome. Thanks, Joanne. I want to share my work experience. So I worked on Metro Rail projects at LAOT, and then now I am a project manager for some bike paths all over the city of Los Angeles. So what exactly does that mean? So with any rail projects that go through the city of Los Angeles that touches the city of LA right away, our engineers need to make sure that rail is running through the city safely, effectively, and making sure that when this construction is happening, no one gets hurt, traffic is moving fluidly, and so on. So it's a great project, and working at LADOC, I'm so glad that I can be a taste of our growing public transportation infrastructure. So moving on. So I used to work on the LAX Crenshaw project. So if you guys don't know about this project, it's basically going to be the new connection from LAX to our advanced rail network all throughout Los Angeles. So if you've ever been stuck at LAX, stuck in trying to get a ride or something like that, in the future, you will be able to take some kind of trail, some train options to get to wherever you need to be. All right, next slide, Joanne. So this here is a signal plan, this is kind of some of the things that we work on in the department. If you notice, there's a lot of things going on here. And when I started, I didn't know what the heck was going on, but it takes time. You will learn this. And when you guys do work as a working professional, you're always learning every single day. So next slide. Yeah, even though it looks clustered, if you zoom in, you start recognizing familiar details. You see a crosswalk there, you start seeing signals, you see lights, and so on. And all of this connected into transportation engineering. All right, next slide. Perfect. So now I work on bike paths for the city. As a project manager, I'm expanding miles and miles of bike paths throughout the city of Los Angeles. So being a project manager of a bike path project is very, very interesting, because most of these bike paths go for miles and miles and miles in various jurisdictions, various council districts. So you're working with multiple agencies in this. So it's truly an honor to be working on these projects, because I myself, like I said, I'm an adventurer. I love to cycle as well, and I can't wait to ride this once it's completed. Next slide, Joanne. So I currently work on the San Fernando Phase 3 bike path. If you're in Sun Valley, you may be familiar with the area right now. It's roughly a 5-mile bike path that's totaling about a $31 million project that's being in construction for about 3 years. So it's ongoing right now, and it's hopefully to be completed in 2022. Next slide, Joanne.
Okay, so this is me. All right, so my experience in DOT is with signal design and district operations, specifically serving Council District 1. So I've had a unique experience where I've had a very technical beginning, and then switched into a very social and political position within the department. So a couple projects I wanted to share. While I was in signal design, I worked on Main and Spring Forward, which was Councilman Huizar's, oh, sorry, this thing is like covering my slides. Okay. Councilman Huizar's DTLA Forward initiative, where they aim to reorganize Main Street and Spring Street to better serve multimodal transportation users. So we improved pedestrian infrastructure, we added protected bike lanes for bicyclists, and we improved parking and passenger loading and bus efficiency along these two roads. And so if you have visited downtown LA in the last year or two, at first it was like one-way bikeways along these two, and it kind of created a loop around downtown, and now both of them are two-way bike paths. So my role in this project was signal design of multiple adjacent intersections, and it was a very detailed micro aspect design, and my plans looked very similar to the ones that Brian just showed you. This is actually a simpler design because I didn't want to overcrowd the page, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of a perspective on the left side. This is what we were showing the public and informing the community around on like what was going to come into their neighborhood. And on the right side is the like one plan on one intersection that I was working on. So yeah, in this plan, there's like signal improvements, pedestrian improvements. We added bike signals and transit loops and everything like that. So it was really interesting to have so many aspects all in one single plan. And so now I'm in Central District Operations, where we serve the community-based requests, basically. And also, since I work in the Central District, we're very close to downtown, we're very close to the mayor's office. So any of his pet projects kind of get put on our desks. So a pet project of the mayor that I was assigned to work on is called Blue LA EV Car Share. And this was part of the City of LA's mobility strategy, where we wanted to put in 100% electric car sharing services around the city targeted towards low-income communities. So most of the first stations were put in around the downtown and South LA areas. And it's a point-to-point service, which means users can check out a vehicle at one station and check it back in at another station anywhere in the city. And so my role in this project was to plan, review, and comment, and make sure that all of the plans were, you know, adjacent and following all of our city standards. And I also coordinated interdepartmental crew and installs. So, you know, on the left side, this was the plan prepared by the contractor. And so I would go out with them and make sure that everything that they were doing was aligning with our city standards. And then on the bottom right is just a picture of one of the like freshly completed stations and one of the vehicles. So yeah, that project, we actually just finished our 40th station, which was slated to happen back in July, but because of COVID, it actually happened in August. So, you know, it was a little bit delayed, but still pretty on schedule considering the circumstances. And so this last project I wanted to share is something that I really enjoyed working on. Is Safe Routes to School. Brian actually was a volunteer in one of these projects too. It's a program in our Vision Zero dedicated to getting students to school more safely in the city of LA. And what we've been doing are these pop-up events that allow our engineers to test new methods with temporary materials such as paint, these candlesticks that you see here, temporary boundaries like tires or decorative things like flags. A lot of times we get the community involved and let them decorate according to what their community values are. And the benefit of this is it saves money, it educates those affected, such as the neighbors, families, and staff of the school, which is like, this project was for a school. And it also encourages feedback and allows design adjustments based on community reaction if we need to. So, you know, it allows us to kind of like put something in and adjust it rather than like going in all in on concrete, spending millions of dollars and then realizing it doesn't work for this area. So again, this is like one of the flyers that we sent out with all of the kids in the affected school. We were changing one of the two-way streets on the school's frontage into a one-way street with a valet. And then it was like, we had English, Spanish, and also Korean because this was a school in Koreatown. And this is like the comprehensive plan that we were working on as engineers, facing all of like the additional things that we were going to be putting in. So yeah, and then these are just pictures from the pop-up day. It was really, really fun. The principal dressed as an owl, which is super cute. And then these are, Brian is right here, I'm over here. These are a lot of our coworkers, and it's just some pictures of these like temporary installments that we were able to put. It was really colorful and really fun. We got some really great feedback from the school and the community, and now we're going to be able to put in a better designed project for the school. So yeah, that is a little bit about what I do at the department. And now we're just going to talk about, well, DOT. I guess there's just a video, but you know, LA DOT is huge. We have over 52 business lines. If you've ever taken the Dash, that is controlled by DOT. We have our Vision Zero program, Spike program that Brian is a part of right now. People Street, Safe Routes to School, which I just talked about. There's a ton of stuff. And I don't know, Brian, did you want to talk about any of these programs?
Yeah, I actually did. And I more or less I wanted to share that although, you know, one thing that I would keep in mind, we are a public agency and all the projects that we do as engineers are for the city and for the public. So it's very unique because I know you guys are going through school right now. You guys may be taking, you know, structures, water, you know, geotech, and they're very fundamental on a lot of the things, but eventually you're gonna see that they all contribute towards a grander project. So, you know, for example, Joanne's Safe Route to School program, she uses her engineering knowledge to help with the traffic flow and design and make sure the intersections are operating efficiently and safely to help students get to school, and so on. So other than that, our department is huge, and there are so many different things that we do work on here. Although I'm in bike program now, you know, Joanne's in just Central District and works on these projects. We all touch on different engineering topics and different specialties, which is really fun and dynamic. So yeah, that's what I want to say about that.
Definitely. And so this is just like a little intro video. Hopefully it works.
Is he sound?
I don't know.
Yeah, good enough. All right. See, this was even back in 2018, but we have done so much more that we piloted in our future projects. So, all right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's like we're obviously also working from home and we can't control noises. But yeah, I mean, that was our 2018 highlights. I'm sure that we have 2019 highlights that we haven't been able to put into a video because this year has different priorities, let's say. And so yeah, I actually completely forgot to talk about our special events because we haven't been doing them for so long. But if anybody's a Laker fan, go Lakers. And I know that the championship parade is going to be delayed until a safer climate, but something that our department does is we provide the traffic control for all of these parades, all these events in the city of LA, Dodger games, Laker games, anything like that. Brian and I are both on the special events teams, and I mean, we haven't done it in like over 6 months, so I kind of like forgot about it, but it's something that's like super fun, very hands-on. You get to be in the background of a lot of these like historical things that happen in the city, and yeah, that's just like another highlight. Anyway, moving on. Okay.
All right. So I guess the next thing I want to talk about is like, why are you guys here as college and so on and that. So, well, we'll try to go through this fairly quickly, but I definitely want to share the question of, why are you guys involved in ASCE? Why are you guys going to college and so like that? So I want to share my kind of experience and kind of walk the journey through you. So as a freshman, there's a lot going through your mind. Hey, what is going on? I'm taking all these classes. What is my future going to hold? So I get it. Like engineering is tough. It is not. And it wouldn't be tough if it didn't have very high rewards. But all I want to say is definitely plow through it, get through it. Everybody walked the same path, but we all look back at it and we realize like, man, that was some tough time, but I learned a lot from it, and I'm using a lot of that stuff now. So this could be you, and I hope it's not, but stick through it, and you guys will get through it. So now you've gone through engineering school. It's amazing. You're graduated now. You're about to graduate. It's your senior year, and you may be asking, all right, what's next? All right, you got your diploma. You're a hot shot. So the next thing is you got to look for a job, right? But some companies may be asking this of you. How do I have work experience if I can't even get a job in the first place? And I'm saying this because that's kind of what everyone goes through. When you first get out of college, you may be wondering, I don't have work experience. I didn't have internships. I didn't do research. I didn't have all these scholarships. It wasn't something along my path. And now I'm on a step where I need to find employment. But, I definitely want to say, don't give up. Nobody is the perfect candidate, and employers are looking for a diverse work group of people. So, and this reflects definitely on my path, because when I graduated college, the market was very tough. This was mid-recession, didn't even know what was going on, and I didn't have a bunch of internships behind my belt. I didn't have the experience I needed, but I persevered and kept on going. So my advice for you guys as students, do what you can, get your EIT. Number one, just get that out of the way. Realistically, it's a test that you'll take once and you'll probably never look at it again. I'm gonna be honest with you personally, if I were to take the EIT again today, I probably would not pass, because
me neither.
So you just forget about that stuff, but do it while it's fresh in your mind, get it out of the way, and it'll just make your life so much easier and make you so much more marketable. Because when employers are looking for projects, they actually put in bid packages what type of staff they have, and what they have more EITs, more PEs, and so on like that. It's very attractive for the project. So next next tip I do have.
To Brian's point, I got my EIT like before I graduated. A bunch of my classmates and I, we just decided to like study. And it was a little bit of like peer pressure. We're like, oh, everyone's gonna do it. And I was like, okay, I should too, you know? And then, but it was like the best thing I ever did, because if I had to study for it while I was working, or if I was like doing my master's program, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it on my own. And just like having, you know, all your peers with you, everybody like studying the same thing. You know, people are gonna have strengths in subjects that may not be, maybe your weaknesses, and you can help each other out, and that definitely helped me a lot. So yeah, highly recommend you study with your peers right now.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So the EIT, get it, just get it over with. You guys have you guys have at home right now. No one's going out partying on the weekends. You know, go study for your EIT. All right, Joanne, you want to talk about this? I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, so just the importance of doing your research about companies. I know that job fairs are gonna look a little bit different this year. Interviewing may look a little bit different for jobs if you're looking for jobs, or internships if you're still going through school, but definitely doing your research about the companies helps a lot. And, you know, taking advantage of the presentations such as this one, like if you have any questions about DOT, you can, you've already made a connection with me and Brian. So, you know, we'd be happy to answer any of your questions if you ever have the opportunity to interview for a DOT, but that goes the same for any other engineering company. So these, I think, are all companies that have participated in the Student Aid Job Fair for LAYMF. I mean, just look at this page. There's so many logos. There's so many different companies, and each of them work on very different projects. A lot of companies have, you know, kind of their personality on projects that they like to pursue, that they're really good at, or they're known for. So just, you know, taking a quick browse on their website, connecting to a recruiter if you can, to talk about, you know, what the climate is like, what the work environment is like, and everything like that, what they're looking for is always a good idea, you know, before you actually go like in person to either interview or like a job fair and talk to the recruiters there. It'll definitely make a good impression when you know something about their company and their projects. Brian and I have both been recruiters at job fairs, and we talked about this before. We kind of agree that like, if you approach us and you're kind of like, so what do you do? We're kind of just like, that's not what I'm here for, you know? Yeah, so we want to talk about you when you're there. Like, we want to talk about why you want to join this field, what you can do, what you feel like you can do, like with our company, and those types of things. So definitely doing your research is important. And I'll pass it back to you, Brian.
Yeah, thank you, John. And you know, I echo, it's such an easy thing to do. Take 5 minutes just to look over the company, just even talk about it. Even if you know what some companies specify in a certain discipline, you know, and that can help you narrow your job search down. But at the same time, you know, just look at some of their projects, talk about it. Hey, you guys, our office is located in Brea or something like that. I live down the street. This would work for us. You know, they want you to feel like they want to feel special, you know, and if they feel special, you know, you're more likely to feel like they're more likely to hire you, because they feel like, all right, you're actually making an effort compared to a student that just showed up to the career fair and just asking for a job. So the next thing I want to definitely emphasize is practice your elevator pitch. This is as simple as just introducing yourself, describe how the job at company is perfect for you. You're selling it to them. You are going to be the best salesman for your own career and all of your knowledge on your resume. So you have to be able to describe it and say why this job is perfect for you. Talk about how you can be beneficial to the company. You guys are all going to be freshly graduated. I'm sorry, but I know you guys studied a lot, but you guys still do not know anything. And there's a plethora of information and knowledge out there that you will have to gain. And engineers know that. They know that. But what can you provide? You know, hey, if you type 100 words per minute, that's awesome, man. Or you're really good at Excel macros, or you've learned AutoCAD in school. You know, those can help out a company and to get the ball rolling until you learn more technical stuff. So, and then lastly, what are your interests and goals? Like, what do you want? You can talk about, hey, my goal is to, if you don't have your EAT, my goal is to get my EAT within the next month. And then I want to go for my PE, and then I want to do project management at your company, or so. So just talk about what you can do and how they can envision you in the future of their company. So, and yeah, dress like a working professional. Seriously, I'm sorry. I know this is as I know everything's gonna be virtual now, but you can still dress nice. You know, you don't have to wear pants. It's okay. But you know, you can still you can still dress nice and just make the effort to dress to impress. It does not hurt. As someone that likes to dress up or so like that, that's my little pet peeve. You know, there's a plenty of options like out there on what you can wear. So I'll leave that, guys. I'll leave that up to you. Okay, John, you want to go over this or?
Sure. Just lastly, tailor your resume, make it look neat. You know, there's always things that you can always Google samples and just make sure that, you know, things are aligned. It's not too crowded. It's easy to read. The things that you want to highlight are highlighted. And, you know, I always say for me, at least, the more you stand out, the better. If I remember your resume, I'm more likely going to call you, you know, and yeah, I like it when people know what's on their resume. You'd be surprised how many people will hand me their resume and like not know what's on there. And then, yeah, just like, you know what you're talking about, know what you want to highlight. And like, I just wanted to kind of like add on to what Brian was saying, like, we know you don't know anything, but that doesn't mean that you're not valuable. You know, like everybody brings value. And I struggled with that a lot when I was looking for a job, that I didn't feel like I had anything to offer. But once I started working, I was like, wait, I have so much to offer. And, you know, if you need help, like figuring out what those values are, you know, have a one-on-one conversation with one of the professionals from ASCE. They would be like more than happy to help you highlight what your strengths are. And lastly, you know, be humble. Yeah, when people walk up to us and be like, oh, like, I'm so great and everything like that, it's a little bit of a turn off, you know, and I know that that's a little bit of a common sense, and it can come with nerves. I understand that, but you know, you want to make a personable impression on the recruiter. You want to try to relate to them. We're all people, you know, at the end of the day, most of the time companies want to hire people that they want to work with. You know, all these skills, like we said, we know that you don't know a lot, and those can all be taught. You know, we just want to work with somebody that is willing to learn, has an open mind, and it's gonna work hard. So yeah, and then, you know, plug Student Night Job Fair is gonna be virtual this year, but I think the date is, I forgot, sorry. We talked about it yesterday. It's like February.
Something like that.
Something like that. You guys will get the news sooner than later. And also, please, please, please apply for scholarships. I know you guys had a lot of scholarship winners. Last year, I was a scholarship chair. I gave you all awards, and you know, a lot of these scholarships, we don't get a lot of applications. So, you know, use that extra time that you have this year to write a one-page essay and tell us why you deserve a couple $1,000s, and we might give it to you, you know. So yeah, we're just going to briefly go over COVID-19 impacts because I think we were asked to, and I know that we're running a little short on time, so we'll go over this really quickly.
Correct. So yeah, thanks, John, for that. And basically, so COVID-19 has impacted all of us, but for sure, I can say that COVID has not slowed down work. If anything, work has picked up because everyone's working from home, less people are driving. A lot of our work focuses on construction when we're building things, so we have more time to build and implement things out there. So fortunately, for both Joanne and I, we have the luxury of working from home, and you know, this works for a lot of companies, and I personally think it's been a huge benefit for the city of Los Angeles to move towards this. Working from home is kind of popularized in other industries, and now we're seeing it in engineering. It only makes sense. So I guess you want to talk about budgets, if anything, Joanne?
Sure. I mean, we've all experienced budget cuts across the city. There's budget cuts because, you know, the economy isn't doing as great with everybody at home, and so the way that it's affected our department is what we call the SIP, is the Separation Incentive Program. So anybody that was, you know, eligible to retire within the next 5 years, they were kind of given, you can sometimes refer to as a golden handshake, where they're given a bonus to retire early. So a lot of people took that. Obviously, Brian and I are not experienced enough to be affected by that, unfortunately. No, I'm just kidding. So a lot of our, you know, more experienced engineers are retiring, and that affects us because they're taking their knowledge with them. So before they retire, we're trying our best to get as much as we can from them. And then there's always the topic of furloughs. We've been able to kind of delay the impending furlough by, at first it was going to start in July, and then it was going to start in October, and now we've pushed it back to January. And if you don't know what a furlough is, it's basically that we're taking, you know, a certain amount of unpaid hours per pay period or per month or something like that in order to save a little bit of money in the budget. So, you know, that comes down to, you know, like 5 or 10% cut in our income, you know, but it's also kind of like, well, we do have like free time and we're fortunate to still have a job. And we're lucky that our unions fight for us so that layoffs aren't really a possibility, at least for our technical positions. So we're really fortunate that we don't have to worry about getting laid off, although we do, we may have to kind of deal with furloughs later on. And so, yeah, that's kind of it. Brian, do you have anything else?
Yeah, no, I definitely want to add on to that as well. So yeah, the point is, I mean, this goes on to the next topic, which is public sector. So, you know, public sector versus private sector, that's like the ultimate question you guys are going through on, you know. So with public sector, there are a lot of benefits in this case. And when there are economic downturns, which usually happens every once in a while and will probably happen throughout your career, public sector does have a lot of benefits as far as stability goes. So as I mentioned, we are getting furloughed, but I'm still thankful I still have my job. You know, I got bills to pay. You know, I don't worry about, I don't lose sleep over getting laid off. But from what I know is like the layoffs for the government public sector is very, very low percentage of ever happening. So they'll do other things like furloughs, SIP in the future to prevent any layoffs, and they'll always find a way. So that's kind of the benefit there. In addition, you know, working public sector, you have a lot of good benefits, and whether you're healthcare, retirement, and so on. That's a whole another ballpark we can get into. But those are kind of some of the things that I'm glad I'm in the public sector now during this time. So next topic I wanted to talk about is the civil engineering profession recession-proof. So when the recession did happen back in 2008, this is kind of times where, you know, I was in college, I was going to school. There were still work for engineers, but there wasn't too much. But now, as we are realizing that we need to continue to build our infrastructure, continue with our economy, keep things going, the demand for construction and engineering works has actually increased quite a bit. And even though we're during COVID right now, like Joanna and I said, work has picked up more than ever. You know, some of my coworkers, they're getting bonuses. Not our coworkers, colleagues that are in other industries, they're getting bonuses and things like that. So this will, right now, COVID will all blow over. Companies are still a little hesitant to pick up more work, but other than that, the work is still there. And so on. But so I don't foresee like civil engineers lacking any employment in the future. It's going to be a different path from what I took, what Joanne took. But you know, we went through it when the economy wasn't so hot either, and you know, things turned out fine. So as I mentioned, keep grinding, keep doing what you guys do. You guys are awesome, and things will be great.
Yeah, and thank you for having us. You know, please shoot us your questions. This is our contact information. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions about LADOT, about working in the public sector, if you want any more information on anything that we talked about today. And yeah, we'll pass it back to you guys.
Thank you, Brian and Joanne. So I do understand that some of you have class in 10 minutes. So if you do have to leave, feel free, it's okay. But if you do want to stay and ask some questions for Brian and Joanne, if it's okay with you two to just stay a little bit longer than what we had told you through the email, that would be great too. But before everyone leaves, can we do like a quick photo together?
Oh, I'm gonna stop sharing the screen then.
Thank you. And feel free to turn on your cameras. If you don't want to turn it on, it's okay. But if you are okay with that, we'd love to see all of your faces and put a face to the name. So because there are quite a lot of us, we'll do 3 pictures and we'll do it on the count of 3. So 1, 2, 3. All right. Another one, 1, 2, 3. And then last one, 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. So again, if you all have to, for those of you who have class, feel free to, you can leave this meeting, but if you also would like to stay later on for some questions for Brian and Joanne, also feel free to do so. But before we go on to that, next slide, please. And thank you, LADOT, by the way. But just make sure to stay connected with us. We have a lot of social media platforms this year. And so that's like a really great way to stay connected. We also have our Slack that we started off this year that will keep you updated with all events that are happening that week. And next slide, please. Our next general meeting will be Thursday, October 29th at the same time. The Zoom ID will be the same, and our guest speaker will be Riverside County Flood Control. But without further ado, you guys if you have class, feel free to end this meeting. But if you'd like to stay and ask questions for Brian and Joanne, that'd be really great too. But again, thank you so much, LADOT, for coming. It was a really great presentation. And not only did you just talk about what you do at your company, but you provided a lot of really great tips regarding how to get a job and internship, as well as all the COVID impacts. So other than that, for those of you who are leaving, good luck on midterms, good luck on projects. You'll get through it. We'll get through it together. But, all right, Brian, back to you and Joanne.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask away. You can put it in the chat, or you guys can just open up and say whatever you want. No worries.
I had a quick question. I know you guys talked about how like COVID-19 has impacted like the industry and like the projects you guys have been working on. And I know you guys talked about a lot about like the mobility plans for LA and like the focus on public infrastructure, which is something I'm really interested in. How do you think those plans will change, or like to what extent they'll change moving forward with COVID? I know like public transit, like ridership has like decreased because of the pandemic. So I just want to know like how you like vision that to move forward.
Yeah, I can actually jump in real quick on that. So one thing you have to keep in mind with at least California, Los Angeles infrastructure is we're still scheduled for the Olympics in the future. And last time I checked, we were kind of behind on construction on there. So that is still in full-fledged force. You know, I know regional connector in downtown LA is going in deep into construction in the next few months. And we're still working on more transit and infrastructure projects. So that really hasn't slowed down. Yeah, and I know that right now, even the city itself has made an initiative. So before any projects get built, there's always environmental reviews, you know, just make sure there's no environmental impact and stuff like that. They have reduced the regulations on that. So to help expedite more projects, to expedite more construction, to, you know, get people back to work. So that's what I see now. It may change in the next few years. I don't know, but that's what it's looking at as a plan.
Thank you.
I'm answering a question in the chat. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anything you want to add to that, Joanne?
No, I think you got it. I'm so sorry. I'm just answering a question in the chat. So it's like,
no worries.
Not paying attention.
Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you for the question. Hopefully that helps, and feel free to reach out to us if you need anything else.
Thank you.
And Joanne, feel free to also like answer it verbally as well.
I'm just gonna say it then because typing and listening is hard. So the question was it beneficial or necessary to get a master's in engineering? So my reply was, I really enjoyed getting my master's degree from Cal Poly Pomona. It's definitely been beneficial to my career, and I'm often presented with opportunities because I have a master's that I otherwise wouldn't be, because I do have a lot of experience with like the MUTCD and like all these things that you do need to study to get your PE, but because I've taken like classes and courses on all of these types of things, and I have experience in different types of programs, I do get presented with like opportunities, and I get a lot of face time with managers that I don't think that I would otherwise get without a master's. We don't have a bonus for a master's degree at our department, unfortunately, but there are many companies, public and private, that do offer an income bonus if you do have a master's degree. So I would say, you know, like the reason why I pursued my master's is because I got my undergrad at UCI. It was a very research-based degree, and I wanted to get more technical experience, which is why I chose Cal Poly Pomona to get my master's, and I wanted to focus in transportation. And it really offered me a lot of hands-on experience that I don't think that I had, and it gave me a little bit more confidence in pursuing a career in transportation. So it really depends on like what you're going after, you know. I do think that, you know, I'm still pretty early into my career, like within the first 5 years, and it will probably be able to serve me as I get further along too. So, you know, if you have questions about pursuing a master's degree, you feel free to email me. I'd be happy to talk to you through it. All right, I'm just gonna delete this in the chat.
Thank you, Joanne.
Yeah, no problem.
And thank you, Brian and Joanne. Does anyone else have questions? Oh, my bad.
Oh, I was just wondering, Joanne, like, did you mention what type of research you did at UCI? I don't know if I missed that.
Oh, I didn't do research at UCI, but my degree, like the courses at UCI, because it's more of a research-based institution, is very different from your course load at Cal Poly Pomona as a technical school. And I do think that having the technical school like that you guys are going through right now is very beneficial, because it's very applicable to all of the jobs, you know, that you're going to be pursuing. Whereas at UCI, it was a little bit more like, oh, research. And if you wanted that hands-on experience, you would have to go and get an internship or do some work for a company. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.